3 of Reading Festival, and I'm here with While She Sleeps.
Yo,
how are you looking?
Oh, well, I'm just seeing how we look on there. Pretty rank, but you know.
Aren't we all?
Day 3, innit?
Yeah. So how's it been, the Reading and Leeds experience this year?
It's always awesome.
Yeah.
We had a pretty stinking show the other day, though. We had the
Don't
worst.
Sugarcoat it, Loz.
Don't sugarcoat. All right, we had the worst show we ever played at Leeds. Well, the crowd were awesome. We played as well as we could, but we had the worst monitor sound ever.
Someone else told me that.
Capable of doing his job.
It was really, really horrible. It kind of ruined our whole Leeds
It made us have a bad time. Like we've been away all summer. We've been at Warped Tour and do like our first UK show back, and it's Leeds, so it's kind of close to home. You know what I mean? So it's the closest show we've done to home in years. You know what I mean? So we're kind of just pumped up and ready to do the show, and the sound really ruined it. And we had to cut a song because it was just that.
A bit of a stinker. So we're hoping that today at Reading, it can lift our spirits.
The only way is up, though, isn't it, really?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't, you know, by any means it wasn't a bad show, but it's just a bit, when you feel like you sound horrendous, how can you play your best? So it was one of those things.
It affects the way your show goes, for like mentally for us.
I mean, the majority of the time I think people come along and they're just like, yeah, we're always playing it. We're going to tell you the truth here. We had a stinker. But I hope everyone enjoyed it at Leeds. So.
Well, the tweets I've read, people did enjoy it, so maybe it didn't translate out there.
Somebody told me earlier that he was the best they've heard us out front, saying he was sat at the sound desk. So I was like, well, it literally couldn't be any more at the other end of the spectrum for us. So
just can't get it right.
When that happens, when you come off stage, are you like grumpy for a fair while after that?
A little bit.
Do you, in a huff?
I was that angry that I just went out. But yeah, we're at Leeds now.
Never mind,
that's all
though.
forgotten
Shit
about.
happens. Shit happens.
And like we said, it wasn't the sound coming out the front that was a problem, it was the sound we were getting back, so it's kind of a weird one, but you know.
Onwards and upwards.
Definitely, yeah.
Now your video for Brainwashed came out and it is sick.
Nice.
It is really good. It's my favourite one.
Yeah.
And actually it was like the one with like the least budget too. Like it was one of the smallest budgets we've had for a video.
We got like a friend in and we wanted to keep it kind of DIY. It goes along with the theme of the video as well, so it's nice. Like, and yeah, we really like it.
So like there were like no fancy like location or anything, so we just did it all in front of a widescreen, like all the filming of it. So obviously like locations really like cuts down on budget. And and then we just got all the effects layered over the top of it. And I really like it. It's really punk. You know what I mean? It's really.
I think the colourways you use anyway, you instantly think of like Rebellion and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think for like, we always get labelled metalcore, so I think we don't really feel like a metalcore band as such. We've got that in like within us, but we also feel like an hardcore band, a punk rock band. We try and have a bit of everything. So I think that video is nice that it's like kind of a bit out of the box for While She Sleeps, and it's a bit more like, whoa, it's a bit like an anti-flag video or something. You know what I mean? So we really like it.
It totally fits with the theme, you know, Brainwashed. It's like rough around the edges. It's really like controversial. It like gets people talking, and like opinions pop up left, right, and centre when like people hear like the term Brainwashed, and just what the video talks about and the imaging in it. I just love the video and how it came out. Really,
it's nice that that like Aaron said, it was kind of stripped back and it was sort of done with a friend, and it was like, and it is like one that we like, because I think that just emphasises that whole brainwashing thing like even more. It's just like we're pulling it all back, so it's nice.
It's handy when you've got talented friends as well, isn't it? Like creative people you can use when you need to.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very busy guy, but he was a very busy guy, you know. But like, yeah. One of our favourites so far.
Now we have to talk about Warped Tour. How was the experience? Because I know to me it sounds quite a daunting one
What were it?
It's long and hard is Warped Tour, just how the women like it.
So we've heard. I don't know by experience.
But yeah, it's one of those things that you hear a lot of horror stories about it, really, because it's so, especially from a vocalist point of view, it's so dry and dusty and all that stuff. But like we like going camping and we like being out there and stuff anyway, so it's kind of like every day you're just chilling out the back of your trailer and you just have a few beers, get the acoustic guitars out, chill down, you got the sunshine, so it's not really that bad. You know what I mean? It's good. We had a great time.
It's really a fun time. It's like summer camp for bands, really. Like, it's not that much of a hard time. Sometimes you can like get in your bandmates' way, like you're living in each other's pockets, you know what I mean? And you know, sometimes it does get a little hard in that aspect, and then the heat. Like when I got back, I was like, I'm so glad to be in cool weather. Everyone's like, oh God, poor you being in the sun. But when you've had like 50 days of it consecutively and you literally can't wear clothes because it's that hot, well, you know, I keep my situation covered up, you know. But it does get a little hard. But you know, really, you're just chilling out in the back of a trailer, just having drinks, playing shows to people.
I like you.
It was. We made a lot of good friends this year as well, and you don't get many days off on what I think it's like 47 shows or something in a row. But then you have like one day off every now and again. So we tried to make the most of that, and we made some really good friends on the tour that helped us out and like helped take us. Like we did skydiving, whitewater rafting.
We got to tick a lot of things off the bucket list.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we always try and make the best of that.
Ziplining.
We did loads of cool stuff, so it was really cool.
Yeah. So are there any bands that you'd heard about and you had your own thoughts about that would turned out to be different when you hung out with them, that are actually better than you thought? Or
Riff Raff turned out to be a killer dude. Nah.
I was like, really?
There's this guy I've never even heard of before we went on Warped Tour, but he's like, what is he like? He's like a white like gangster novelty rapper or something like that.
I don't know what.
The Bronx worked with him.
He's got like gold teeth and shit, and he was just like he had a wrapped bus. It's like his merch tent was a big inflatable version of him. Yeah, it's great.
Try not to have too many preconceptions about other people before we meet them. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't try and judge too much. Keep an open mind. I mean, there are a lot of bands we've made friends with that we weren't friends with. Like, for example, like Beartooth and like even Moose Blood from the UK. I hung out with them a few times.
Lovely chaps.
Yeah, great guys, and I like. And there's a couple of guys from Neck Deep as well that like would come round our tent or whatever, go skating with them or whatever. So it's kind of nice that a tour in America brought us closer to a couple of UK bands and stuff. And like I think Warped Tour's like that. It's what you make it. Yeah. If you go out there and you just already think it's going to be a long crap ride, then you know you're going to come back with a negative. You've had a negative time, but we just made the best of it, and we made some good friends. And
sounds like a great time.
Yeah, it was wicked. Yeah, you can't really grumble at all. No, it was wicked.
Now I've been looking at the comments. A lot of people are saying that you were on quite early a few days. How is it to like wake up and then like in an hour's time have to go and be like,
I never really gauge on how many drinks to have for the barbecue the night before, because you know you could be waking up and playing at 11 o'clock. You know what I mean? And but it's a really cool idea though, I think, because it really gives like all the bands a chance to like have a decent crowd, because you could like, you know, get the set time of your band online, and like if they've got a fixed set time, and you could not turn up to like halfway through the day, you know what I mean? But Warped Tour is like made in such a way that everybody's there early because they don't know if their favourite band's going to be playing first, you know what I mean? And it gives everybody a bit of a chance. So in that way I really like it. But yeah, we were TMing ourselves as well, so like a lot of the times we were up early, like unloading the stage truck, and you know, and getting set times. And
I think
we used to get up early.
I think playing really early is just a great way to shake a hangover.
True, I need to try it.
You know, like if you've got a really bad hangover, guarantee just get up and go for a run and sweat it out, and you know you'll feel better a lot quicker. And that's kind of what it's like when you wake up with a bit gross and you go on stage and give it your best or whatever.
It's more than that with a show though, isn't it? Because like you get the adrenaline part of it, like the crowd psych you up, and like that's the thing with playing first as well. Like if you're not, sometimes you just like want to get the show over and done with. Like you can't really be bothered at the start of the day, and you just want to get it over and done with. And they end up being some of the best shows sometimes because, oh come on, I saw you on some of them mornings, mate.
We've all been there.
Grouchy.
I love it, mate.
No, but sometimes in the morning you're just like, I wish I wasn't playing this early. But then they end up being some of the best shows because you don't have any expectations for it and you don't build it up. So, you know.
Now, I need to ask you about the Bullet tour. Like, they're quite a polarising band, but are you in the camp that has always loved Bullet, or have you been a bit like, about Bullet in the past?
At the beginning, and then I kind of just like lost track of keeping up with them really. But they're a great band. They're undeniably like an amazing band. You know, you can't.
It's one of those things. Like when I was a kid, I remember my stepdad had like a pull down projector screen. I remember getting like, I think it was a Kerrang disc or something that had Hand of Blood on it, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. Do you know what I mean? And it's just one of those things, like you kind of just lose track of bands or find other bands that you like, and you just, you know, we've got respect for Bullet, and I think it's nice that two metal bands are going out, and I think it's going to be a good tour. I think it'll work very well. Yeah.
And Cold Rain as well, is it?
Yeah.
Do you know those guys?
No,
but we're sharing a bus with them though.
This could be interesting.
Blind date.
Yeah. We've had a few blind dates. Best one with Woven War. Fell in love with those guys.
What about Cancer Bats? You've spent a lot of time with them.
Yeah,
they're here today.
Share a bus with them. It's different when you're sharing a bus with somebody. Like you really get to like learn somebody's like routine and habits and
bowel movement.
Cancer Bats are the best dudes,
especially.
Yeah, we're very excited to see you, Cancer Bats, today.
They're awesome.
They're so uplifting to be around, aren't they? They're just so like brad.
There was a few days on tour, I was just like, my voice sounds terrible. I hate this. And like Liam is like the best person to have around. He's like, oh come on mate, you know what I mean? Like pick yourself. And he's just like, they are genuinely like PMA.
Great dudes, can't deny. And Jay is hilarious. He's just got a certain way. It just tickles me. Just
two best bands we toured with, World War Cancer Bats.
Right, who are you going to catch today if you can? It's quite late already, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we've been pretty busy today. We picked up a van this morning to drive down, and it only went 45 miles an hour.
You are the most cursed band I've ever spoken to. Every time I talk to you, there's like a van issue or something's gone wrong.
Yeah, God knows. Like, I won't bore you with the logistics of it, but it's just that I think something wrong with the engine, and it wasn't. Every time we hit a hill, it just wouldn't go.
It's like the computer of the van restricted it to like 45, 50. So when we hit a hill, it was just like people like beeping us and shit. Like we're just like
on the motorway and shit.
The glamorous life you lead.
Oh yeah, you know.
I'm going to let you have a good time now. Enough of this interview stuff. High five.
Thank you.
Well done with everything.
Yeah, I hope everyone involved and everyone there had a great time. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. See you at Bullet Tour.
Definitely.